Whew, I'm feeling tired. Oh, looking for an apartment, yeah, it's hard work. There's so many choices. And now that you're learning more and more about how to find an apartment, we need to look at different apartment complexes. Now, not every place you're going to look at will have an apartment complex. Some do, some don't. But when we use the term complex, it means that on the grounds of the apartment, they have various amenities. So they may not have any a washing machine or a dryer in your actual apartment. It may be in the complex, but in the basement. So you might live on the 4th floor, but you have to go to the basement whenever you want to do your laundry. Another amenity might have a pool. The apartment complex might have a fitness room. And something always with apartment complex that gets a little bit difficult is parking. You should always ask, how many cars can you have in this apartment complex? Because sometimes they have different restrictions.
Let's begin to sort these options. We will sort them by how much the rent is priced low to high. So let's choose a few of these. I'm going to choose this Lincoln Square. Okay, when we look at the Lincoln Square option, it tells us the address of where it's located, its rating. It has a 4 out of 5 rating. And then it tells us it has 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. It costs $780 a month. Its size is 700 square feet. And it's available now. A lot of times, depending on where you're looking, you'll search for these apartments and you'll call them up and they'll say, oh, we don't have any units available. There's no apartments available right now. The waiting list is 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So this one says it's available right now. This is saying that you get your gas, water, and heat for free. It is included in the rent price. So although $780 seems a bit expensive, you do get free utilities, gas, water, and heat, which will mean you can see electricity is not included in there. You would need to pay for your own electricity. Some other amenities that are included in the apartment. Your amenities are cable ready. It means you can get cable TV if you want it to be hooked up. The wires are already there, but you would just need to pay your monthly fee if you wanted to get the cable TV. Again, the heating, to heat the place, that is included in the rent price. High-speed internet access. Again, the internet company already has a line in the building. You would just need to pay for your internet connection, a monthly fee. Intercom. An intercom is one of those doorbells that you can talk into. So if somebody's down at the entryway and they say, please open the door up for me, I'm here, and then you can talk back and forth with them and let them in. So there's an intercom service. Smoke free. You're not allowed to smoke cigarettes in the building. Storage units. If you would like to rent out extra storage for keeping your things, you have extra furniture, or Americans love their things. They always have lots of things. So when they move from one place to another, they always have lots of extra things they can't fit into their apartment. So if they need it, they can rent out an extra storage unit. It's like a small garage space to store their things in. There's a tub and a shower, a bathtub, and a shower in the apartment. There's a laundry facility on the premises. So somewhere in the apartment building, there's a place where you can wash and dry your clothes. You would probably need to pay something like 50 cents or $1 for every load of laundry that you would wash, and then another $1 for the load that you would dry. There's a security system. A security system is locks on the doors, alarms to make sure that people who are not supposed to be in there can't get in. So it's for your safety. There is a security system. In the kitchen, there's a breakfast nook, which is just one of those corner tables. So you have the little bench that sits back into the corner with a table in front of it. That is called a breakfast nook. In the living space, or the living room, again, this is separate from the bedroom. So we have one bedroom and we have one living room. Your living space, there's carpet on the floor. So carpet is a rug that covers the whole space of the floor and is nailed down. It's secured down to the floor. There are hardwood floors, and there are walk-in closets. So there's not just a cabinet where you can keep your clothes and things in, but there's an actual space that you can walk into. You open the doors and you can walk into where you would hang your clothes or store your things. And then over here, property information. You can see that this building was built in 1952. So it is over 60 years old. An important question you may want to ask if you like the place and you are talking to the landlord, the owner of the building, you may want to ask, well, it was built in 1952. When is the last time that you did renovations? Okay, renovations would be repairs or updates to the building to make improvements, to make it nicer and newer. When did they do it, and what did they do? Because you obviously don't want to stay in the place if it's still the same as when it was built in 1952. There are 30 units, 30 apartments in the building, and 5 stories. Okay, we're going to look at another option. Let's zoom in here. Let's look at this location. Okay, here is an apartment. Again, it's rated 4 out of 5 stars. It's the same as the other as far as it's 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. It's a little more expensive. It's $100 more, and it has the same square footage as the other, and it's available now. Has these same kind of amenities of free water and free heat, but it also has extra expenses added on, one-time fees. So right at the beginning, you would need to pay an administration fee of $350 and an application fee of $50. Many times, the application fee, they do a background check on you to make sure you're not a criminal, things like that. They charge $50. If you would not pass the application, you would not get a return of your $50 many times. One other thing that we can look at on this apartments.com is the neighborhood, which is the area that the apartment is in. You can read about it so that you know what is good, what places you can eat at, what places you can shop at, if it's safe or not. It will tell you everything that's in the area. So this particular area is called the Elmwood Park area, and it gives an overview of information about the part of that city, just that small little part in the north of Chicago. It says, with a population just under 25,000, the village of Elmwood Park sits on the northwest side of the city of Chicago. So each little different section of the city has a different name, and it's called a village there. 13 miles from the heart of downtown. So again, we do not measure in kilometers. We measure distance in miles. 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. So a mile is a bit longer than a kilometer. So it's just 13 miles away from the downtown area of Chicago. Originally known for its large Italian American population. So many of the people who immigrated or came to live in America in this part of Chicago were from Italy. This neighborhood has become more diverse with the passage of time. So in the beginning, it was known for having many Italians, many people from Italy coming. But over time, it has become more diverse, meaning there are more different nationalities who live there. Just under 2 square miles in its size, Elmwood Park packs plenty of amenities within its borders. Okay, so it's going to tell us there's a lot of nice things to do, and you can see amenities in Elmwood Park. From an abundance is very much, a lot of restaurants and numerous or many shopping opportunities and easy access to the center of the city. If there's easy access to the center, there's probably many lines of public transportation. You can easily get there. And it goes on to tell you about the restaurants in the area and the nightlife, what people do when they go out and they have fun together. Well, this is telling just about the food and that there's sports bars. A sports bar, it's a bar, it's a restaurant, but there's TVs be all over the walls around the room playing different sports games that you can watch. So people will go there, have some drinks and snacks, and watch their football game or basketball game, whatever might be on, and they celebrate and watch the game together. Transportation, it gives you the different lines of public transportation to getting around the city. And then the cost, roughly equivalent to the cost of living anywhere else in the Chicago metropolitan area, although slightly, a little bit cheaper. Elmwood Park's cost of living sits around 16% above the average for Illinois. So because you're right there in the city, it is an expensive place to live, but it's a little cheaper than if you were directly in the center of downtown Chicago. The median or the middle average rental cost for a 1-bedroom apartment will be just about $860. And then traveling to the center of Chicago on public transportation costs just a few dollars by bus or by train. They have the L train in Chicago. It tells you that a glass of beer in a local bar or restaurant will cost you an average of $14. And then we can read about the parks in the area, that there's a wooded area, 245 acres of woodlands. So there's nice places you can go hiking, which is just walking around on the trails through the woods. And then you can go to a free trailside museum of natural history. There's places to picnic or ride your bicycle. There's trails to walk, So what's nice about this site is that it's telling you an overview of what's in the community, in the neighborhood surrounding your area that you choose, wherever you choose to live in. You can read a bit about it.
Neighborhoods are extremely important. If you're living in a city, you want to see in this neighborhood, what is there? If you move in more of a rural community, there's some neighborhoods, but generally things are spaced out, far apart, which means if you're moving to a rural area, you're going to need a car, which if you're not in a rural area, you're in the city, you can see what forms of public transportation there are. So something that would be good for you to do is write down what is important for you in the place you would like to move to. So in this apartment, maybe you're young, you're single, and you want to meet people. Not necessarily in the romantic way, but you want to be around other young people. So an important thing you might look for is, in this neighborhood, are there nightclubs? Are there places where young people get together? Coffee shops? Something along those lines. If you have a family, you might look for, what school district? How is the school district in this area? Because it's possible for you to have your child go to school in another school district, but the process can be difficult. So you could take some time right now and write down what is important for you. What amenities would you like the neighborhood to have?